Ladies and gents, we are back at it again with Zoro versus between. Yeah, just first and go into more. Zoro versus Green Purple Luffy. I personally think that look, if the Luffy doesn't break, then we'll be all right. The Zoro, I feel, has an advantage in this matchup. What do you think, Cole?
My unprofessional opinion is I think it's a Zoro favor matchup, but I think the Luffy needs to see pieces as well to have a game. But normally they can, but it depends kind of what pressure the Zoro puts on.
Yes.
Like I played Blue Purple last night, Paul, and I got swung 3 times by Zoro and lost because of that.
Jeez.
It was like what 3 9K swings and just lost.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, the aggression that Zoro does exhibit in its just not leader effect, but also just his character presence on your board. It's something to be very concerned about, especially if you're playing Luffy. I don't know about you, man, but playing on 3 life is scary.
It is scary, very scary. I mean, that's the takeaway. You get this cool ass powerful effect, and then but you have to be a 3 life leader, which is always scary. But that's the takeaway.
Yeah, turned on 1 play, gets himself a Corona. Does he get himself the British?
Or maybe an event, put some more some more emphasis on wanting an event. You never know.
Yeah, Dead Man's Game always comes in clutch. Always nice to see.
Or do you want to see the restand event as well? That's like one of your very good stuff.
Because Zoro is playing for the late game. Like
very spicy. Yeah, 100%. I mean, that forces Luffy to have like one of its late game counters, probably my guess would be a Red Rock or something, to be able to get rid of that card, which is searchable, but like still too scary. Luffy, nothing on turn 2, as expected. They don't play anything on turn 2.
We don't play. They could go another search, or are you just gonna perhaps 3? Is that a Tashigi? For the extra protection, future protection for any big bodies? As we all know, Luffy actually has cards accessible to its deck, such as God Thread, to eliminate any possible, 5 cost of war, and also additional ramp. With the 5 Don or 4 Don play, Bond play would be the ideal play here. Let's see if he actually pulls it out, or maybe just instant die. It's not. Oh, it's gone for 3 Don. Maybe it might be God Thread or instant die for at this point.
I think the only thing that can help ramp is either it's to die for, or probably more likely a gear 2. Yeah, there's the gear 2, go up to 5, going to go to 7 next turn. Ideally, probably the next play will be either a God Thread or a Thunder Bayuga to crack back, but we'll see if any of these amounts to anything. So Zoro is just going to play the Tashigi just to get a body on board and swing 8 elite.
Oh, and there is a trigger. The God gets him an additional ramp on dodge for next turn. Unfortunately, there is no characters to swing into, so Zoro's ability will not be working here, so straight into leader. Now, how many Don is he on right now? I think he's at 8 already.
He's at 8, correct, yeah. So the double ramp is just perfect. That trigger is, we're not sure what was in the blue-purple Luffy's hand, but it just allows him to get to that 8 nice and easy, and, the leader ability to start popping off, which, as we all know, is the whole reason you play this leader.
Yes. Now, let's see what he's going to do there. And he gets KO using God Thread to KO. That's Tashigi.
The only valid target, because you have to get rid of Tashigi before you can do anything. So yeah, it looks like the Tashigi dies, which means it might be a bit harder to establish this Nightcall Zoro. But it does protect the Tashigi as well. Tashigi protecting Tashigi, that's good. The name of the game is just getting as much as aggressive as possible, where you make that blue-purple Luffy use the events, use the counter, get to a point where they are struggling to counter out of stuff.
Using the on the 7th Don turn, I'm assuming that he might still be. What can he do here? Like, because it's that awkward stage, he swings 8 into lead. He has 6 Don remaining. The possible only thing I can think of is probably another Tashigi, or maybe just have Koshiro at this point.
I'm going to play it now. So it gives a 2k for that, a 2-1, I believe. So 2-1 for that AK swing. So it gets 2 cards out of hand. Probably tells the Zoro that this Luffy doesn't have like a gear 2 or something like that. One of the events that is much more efficient to be able to counter.
There we go. Another Tashigi. Restack that. Unfortunately, again, despite you putting 3 Don onto the Zoro, you wouldn't be able to use the restand ability because Luffy has quite an empty board right now.
Oh, we've got
a trigger.
We got a trigger.
Oh,
yeah, gravity blade. So is that a 5 cost or less? I believe grab blade. So yeah,
less. Wow.
I mean, you got to do that though. I think you know, there's no sequencing errors or anything like that. That is the way you got to do it. You got to get that Tashigi down, put the Don on the leader. Just means that you're just more aggressive, and that's the name of the game, is being aggressive. So this Luffy's hit 2 triggers though, so that's very nice for him to hopefully stabilize.
The question is Luffy going to survive soon? Because, man, that 9 cost Zoro is legit around the corner. Zoro playing that Zoro blocker as well. So, but I don't think it's going to... I mean, despite it being a blocker, I don't think Luffy has any cards to rest any... apart from... Does he still play Usahachi?
Yeah. So Usahachi's always a card that will be in Blue Purple Luffy, so it's searchable and it's a 2k. That's already a tick and the effect's really good. So, yeah, but it looks like we'll have to see how this effect goes. So takes the Nami, not a Sanji, which, you know, that's probably what you want to be doing on this turn, is playing down a Sanji or something, but maybe that combo was already in the hand. We're not 100% sure, obviously. Paul, how's your coffee, sir? Was it good?
I am like, man, I'm very blessed. My wife has prepared some coffee and a bit of breakfast for me while I was on the streaming table. So, wow, that's to Yvonne. Thank you so much for that.
Where's the
Where's mine?
Where's mine? Please send it over.
10 Don Luffy. What are you going to do? I think he needs to put up those defenses up, especially, or is he lucky enough to actually have the Sanji and then also a Nami to kind of defend any possible, like, you know, Deadman game is also a thing with Zoro. There's a Sanji. What is that? Top. It's going to be a it's already on the board. Yeah, you got it. Yep. And Rosinante.
Right, so the Zoro was still countering out of that Luffy swing, which gave a 2 and a 1. And then, yeah, so Rosinante, that makes a lot of sense to put that Don, because you get 2 restand from the Rosinante. Obviously got a big body, but it's still a body that allows you to use your Don better, and B, allows you to, counter better as well, because you've got all this Don active. It's great. I think it's definitely come, like, that Rosinante card has come into its own, being that, not the replacement, but like the Dofi package is the replacement for the Big God package. So... 8 lead with Tashigi, that makes a lot of sense. 8 is going to be the number. 8, 10s, so on and so forth.
Let's see use with this Kindle.
Gum Giant. So that's going to be nice, but like usually a Gum on that, does that tell you that this Luffy is searching for cards or needing, stuff in to be able to do?
Do you think he's just going to swing and then restand?
Yeah, looking very, very likely. I mean, it's a pretty good spot to do it. This Luffy only has 1 Don up. Takes the hit as well. Yeah, restand. Here it goes, Paul.
Does he have it?
That's the question. You would think with 1 Don up, there's a chance. Yep, Gum goes up to 10. Because that swing was 12?
That is correct, 12, yeah. But then this is the repercussions of using Gum Giant, especially twice in 1 turn. You're down to 6 Don. And
that's right.
Leader ability. In the next turn. It's very unfortunate.
Up to 10 here. Will have to give us another 3k, I believe.
What?
Or not? Do we math that?
Do we math that properly?
Oh, no, we didn't.
11. So he swing. Yeah, no, it was only a 10k swing, yeah?
Oh. So you need... Is it a Nami that went...
So he trashed 1 card and then bumped it up to 11 using the Nami.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, Zoro still has a Don. I thought he was on 10, to be honest. I thought he was on 10. Okay, cool.
Perfect. Nami. All right. Brings up a hit. Luckily, he does have another Nami, so definitely needs to protect that. But the thing is, does Zoro actually have Dead Man's game? That's a scary thing.
Always scary. And even then, like, does Zoro need to Dead Man's? With 1 blocker on the field, your leader ability gets through that blocker, so you're not really stressed about that,
This one? That's 6. Has 3 Don remaining. if he does have another Gum Gum Giant in hand, it's going to slow it down. Like, you know, it's either die or use Gum Gum Giant, but get stalled in your Don Ramp in the next turn.
It's hard, isn't it? Like you've just had to double Gum Gum to be able to survive. So I think the idea here would be stall and try and get rid of Tsushigi. But even then, I'm not 100% sure. I think it's that tough choice of like, oh, can I even get rid of this Tsushigi? I mean, obviously, yeah, the Tsushigi did go, but you know, it's tough. Let's you're not putting a lot of pressure on.
All done remaining. I do hope he does have a bunch of gear to use it. Well, because he can't afford to much more using Gum Gum Giants. Especially he would that. This is the one thing that makes Luffy shine so much. It's his ability to able to search using observation haki, look at restack his deck to whatever it caters to the situation. But it's not happening.
Yep. No, it's not. And that's the thing as well, Paul. Like you can stall, but there's gonna be a point where and it looks like Zoro Thunderbug are gonna get you back up to 8, probably then allows your leader abilities back online, which is great. That's the perfect card. Gear 2 and 2K. Lots of cards coming out of the hand, though, for the Luffy. You must be scared, you'd think. Well, we'll have to see how it goes. Like, it's going to be interesting.
Now, the Zoro is sitting quite comfortably. Like, I'm 3 life in one field, but also the amount of cards that he has in hand. But you know what? Just because you have a lot of cards in your hand, it doesn't mean that those are the cards that you will need for the crackback. Because we've seen this time and time again, especially with wing decks, they can break so easy and be just a mental bluff. We've seen it happen last round. And we have 10 Don on the Luffy. Is it going to do sweet 6 until lead for? Does take the light.
I do like what you being aggressive. This Luffy knows that they're on a time. I do like using the Rosinante to swing, using the Sanji to swing. Although it does mean free swings for the Zoro, it does mean you are getting swing back. And the Luffy has 5 cards in hand, not many.
Hasn't used any Don yet. Oh, there's a Sanji lucky maybe, and there's another Nami, so 2 blockers. Okay. Luffy doesn't have to be concerned with any, he can just use all those Don up as much as he wants, because that Rosinante is just going to restand 2 Don at the end of the turn, being able to maybe have 1 gear 2 counter, maybe another gear with Gum Gum Giant available. Correct me, sorry, incorrect. Re-Don he has to worry about now.
Yeah, really hard. We've seen a lot of gear 2s and Gum Gums used. Is there a point where this Luffy just unfortunately has run out of resources? But 2 blockers in the way, you might be feeling a bit safe. We'll have to see if the Zoro has a Dead Man's Game or a Hody to be able to deal with the blockers, or if they do something else, such as multiple restands.
Guys, am I too soft? Am I too loud? Please let me know. Shoot, apparently I'm a bit too soft. Okay, place 8 Mihawk, I'm assuming. Yep, and there's a Mihawk we stand for, Don. Has 6 Don to play around with. He can't summon a 7 cost or less, is that correct? Oh no, 7 cost or more.
Yeah, that is correct. 7 or less.
7 or less, yeah.
Because you'll never have enough Don to play anything more than that. So, yeah, correct. So it looks like Zoro doesn't have the pieces they need to go for game this turn. Looks like going defensive as well, but like this board is scary. There's 2 Sanjis on the board. These Namis can swing as well. They're not just blockers. They can go be aggressive dudes.
Place yourself another gear 2. Got 2 Don remaining. Maybe you might be having Bangua just to ramp up from that Gum Gum Giant. Was that a Gum Gum Giant that was used? Yes, it was. Good. Done the Bangua. There we go. Ramps up to 1 Don. is able to use the lead ability in the next turn, passes turn on back to Luffy. Luffy's looking quite scary right now because Zoro does have two blockers, okay, Koshiro and Mihawk. However, those two 9-drop, the two Sanjis, gets himself another Gum Giants, and this is the worst case scenario for Zoro. It's been left too late. Late game, Luffy, late game Luffy basically just dominates. You have also so much bigger bodies.
Yeah, for sure. You just get to a point where the overwhelming tide of Sanji 2 cards out per turn is scary for sure. It's just you want to be able to get there. It's not, that's kind of the scary point. This Luffy is on 0 life ball. There is every chance that they just swing and get through.
I think he was swinging. So there was a comment in chat. I think he was swinging at the Rosinante first, and then it restood. That's why it was able to restand.
Usohachi to rest the block. Is this going? Is this looking for a game? Yeah, let's maybe. So we've got the 0 cost. Yeah, I guess out of 7. It's for efficient last. I think it's too late to be playing a 9 cost now. There was never really a point. Yeah, it looks like this blue purple Luffy has said, I'm going to go for game here, and 2 cards in hands for the Zoro. I think that's just might be GG's call.
Yeah.
There's way too many cards.
2 cards in hand. Yeah, this is pretty like that Usohachi. Oh my gosh, man! If Zoro had a Tashigi, well, not a Tashigi, if he had another blocker, because I don't think he did. He only had. That's the only 2 blockers that we've seen all game with the Zoro.
That's correct. Yeah, the Zoro's been on super aggressive front, and maybe that was the question. Maybe that last turn, hindsight is always 50. Is always 20/20. But maybe rather than going defensive, it was worth just go for the aggressive, knowing that you're gonna die on the crackback. But 3 cards in hand, no math never gets there.
And oh wow, the Luffy managed just to turn it around. There was so much aggression early game from the Zoro, but it seemed like it didn't really matter. Like the late game was just there. It was just the
Luffy just stayed alive and pressured out and used cards efficiently and managed to get. I think we saw the power of 5 cost Rosinante there, being able to get those 2 extra dogs to be able to defend. It's really effective.
Well, GG to our Zoro, for our Zoro player. Congrats to the Luffy. Wow, I think that Bandai needed to rather that Luffy player. I really feel it. It's too strong. It's way too strong.
It's very strong. I guess that's a good question, Paul.
Yeah.
Did they do enough? I mean, we just saw a round 2 game in a regional. We don't know. But if we rock up to the finals and this is happening, it could be scary.